Hey everyone, my name is Steph. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. I haven't made many videos, so this is one of my first big ones. So, welcome. Today I'm obviously going to talk about my home buying process and how I got my student loan forgiven, and also my partner's student loans was also forgiven. So going back to March 2019, I decided to tackle my student loans. I had about $72,000 from my undergrad and my master's program. I have a master's in social work. And so from March 2019 all the way to March 2020, I was able to pay off $50,000 of my student loans. I have a job downtown where I'm a school social worker, and I'm pretty well paid, but that was definitely rice and beans, beans and rice. So making that work was difficult, so we were definitely looking forward to the possibility of our loans getting forgiven in the future because we are public service employees. Maybe Biden was going to help with that, but if not, we of course thought we can move forward and pay off our loans. We wouldn't be able to buy a house for a while, and it would just set us back a little bit. But then we heard about this program in Illinois called Smart Buy Illinois. And Smart Buy Illinois helps first-time homebuyers buy a house in Illinois and will forgive up to $40,000 of student loans and provides a $5,000 assistance for down payment or closing costs. So that was huge. So back in, I would say about April of 2021, we started looking on Zillow, looking on Redfin, going to neighborhoods that we like. We live in the Chicago suburbs, or we live downtown in Chicago, but we couldn't really afford many things out there, so we were kind of looking in the surrounding area. We both work downtown, so commuting life, we knew we wanted to be close to both our families who live a little further out, and then also our jobs in the city. So we found an area that we liked, but we heard the program started to run out. So they only allocated a certain amount of funds to this program, so you had to get in quick. So we looked for houses. I think we saw about 5 or 6, and then we saw the one that I'm in right now, which I'll provide some pictures and maybe some quick videos of the house. And we had to get locked into the Smart Buy funds. And luckily we were about 4 days. We got locked in before the Smart Buy closed. So to get Smart Buy, you did have to be under an income limit. And so we ran into some big problems with that. The income limit for the Chicagoland area was $115,000 per year, and that's combined even if you're not married. If you're applying for the mortgage together, it's combined. And first they told us we did qualify, and then we said the mortgage lender and also the Illinois Housing Department Authority said that we made too much. We knew we were close, so we really pushed for weeks to make sure that they calculated our income correctly. And at the end of the day, we were $16 under the income limit. And even though me and Carlos aren't married yet, we knew we would be making a lot more money in these next coming years. So it was really important for us to get into this program now. Even though we weren't married, we knew we were heading in that direction. So we felt comfortable with moving forward and purchasing a home together. So we were able to get locked into the funds, but everything kept getting delayed. So when you take a mortgage through like the Illinois Housing Department, or if you have a veterans loan, sometimes it can take a lot longer because it's basically like double the paperwork. Our mortgage is through Fannie Mae and through US Bank, but it did have to get approved not only in underwriting from Guaranteed Rate, who is our lender, but also through IDA. So unfortunately we had found a subletter for our apartment, but we had to be out by July. And we figured our closing date was initially for July 18th. We thought we had a ton of time. But unfortunately our closing date kept on getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back because they had to review so much paperwork. So we did have to move home with my family for about 10 days while they were trying to gather the closing paperwork and make sure everything checked out. It wasn't that big of a deal, but we just had to order a truck twice. It was just kind of unnecessary. So I would say my advice for that is be lenient and flexible with when you give up your apartment versus when you think you're going to move in to where you're actually going to move in. That was the only huge hiccup. We purchased this home here for $300,000. The inspection went really well. The house is really nicely taken care of. It's a 1920s bungalow, which is very common out here in the Chicago suburbs. I'm trying to think what else. And we did get the $40,000 of funds at our closing. The title company had actually written us out checks, and we had to send those in to our student loan providers. So mine is Fed Loan, and they wrote the amount of how much we could pay off. So I had $20,000 left of student loans. Carlos also had $20,000 left of student loans. So we went ahead and sent those checks from the title company, and we paid off the loans within a week of closing. So it was really significant. So some tips that I have is look for programs for first home buyers. Also, pay off as much student loans as you can. Even if you do get assistance, for this program we had to pay 100% of our loans off. So if I was still at $70,000, this program wouldn't have worked. It just so happened that we were both at $20,000 and $40,000 was the max that they would forgive. So pretty significant. What else? Some ways that we saved when we did have our apartment is we only had one car between us. We took public transportation. We didn't eat out that much. We shopped at grocery stores like Aldi's to save money. We took road trips instead of big vacations. And then another significant thing was COVID. So COVID happened last year and we weren't moving. And I know a lot of people talked about how the housing market is crazy and they had a really hard time finding a house. And my brother, who's also looking for a house, he had to actually be in 3 bidding wars before he found his house. But thankfully for us, we did not have to compete with anybody else. We came to this open house, and although there were other people here, we were the only ones that put in an offer that night, and luckily the sellers accepted, and everything went really smoothly other than that. So if you have any questions about the home buying process, leave them down below. I'll include some videos of our house, and also let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys all soon.